Um, Anybody have a first instinct on what you do on a problem like this? You see, is anything common? Say again? You know, you see there's a cotangent on both sides, right? But here's what you never do in a SIT. Don't divide by cotangent, because does cotangent ever equal 0? Yeah, it does, right? It can equal 0. So if you divide it by cotangent, you might be dividing by 0. So that's never what you want to do. If you're dividing by something that could be 0, instead you want to get everything on one side, 0 on the other, and then factor, right? Don't divide out that one thing. It actually might be part of the solution, right? So we're going to do this. Let's subtract the 2 cotan. Cotan x cosine squared x minus 2 cotan x equals 0. And then factor out the cotangent. And, you know, when you factor, you always factor for one reason, right? That's so you can use zero product property. So you can say that if this product equals 0, then it must be either that this equals 0 or this equals 0. That gives you 2 things to solve, right? If the cotangent equals 0, then remember, cotangent is cosine over the sine. And if a fraction equals 0, it's because the numerator equals 0. So in the end, we're looking for where does the cosine equal 0. Okay. Where does cosine x equal 0? Look on the unit circle. Starting here, going around, pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, 5 pi over 2, right? Every pi around the circle, it equals 0 again. So I would say, for this one factor, I'm going to say x equals pi over 2 plus n pi. Okay, for the other factor, I need to set it equal to 0 and solve. Right? Cosine squared x minus 2 equals 0. Cosine squared x equals 2. Cosine x equals plus or minus the square root of 2. Something seems wrong about that. But let me check. That was example 4. Okay, that's right. Okay. So cosine equals plus or minus the square root of 2. So the question would be like, where does cosine x equal plus or minus the square root of 2? Okay. If you look at the unit circle, it's not pi over 4, right? That's root 2 over 2. It's not root 2, right? It's root 2 over 2. So it should make you think. It didn't make me think, and I should have, but right here. What is the value of the square root of 2? Turn it into a decimal. What does it equal? Is it more than 1? It's like 1.4. Can the cosine be equal 1.4? No, it can only equal 1. It's between -1 and 1, right? This, you know, if I tried to do x equals cosine inverse of the square root of 2, you're going to get a domain error. Cosine cannot equal a number bigger than 1 or less than -1, right? Because that is approximately 1.4, not in the domain. So there's no solution that comes from here. No solution. The only solution came from the cotangent factor. Right? If at this step here, if you just divided both sides by cotangent, you would have lost the solutions to it, right? Because you divided it out. That was the source of all of our solutions. That's why you don't want to do that.